Hi friends, in this video we're going to talk about how to set up Nextcloud using Docker. So Nextcloud is like a self-hosted version of Google Drive. You will have access to your files. You can open your documents, go to the file section and you can see your documents. You can even edit your documents in real time, just like Google Docs. You can open your document and you can edit this collaboratively. That means if there are multiple people, they can simultaneously collaboratively edit the document. And you can even do chats, something like WhatsApp or Google Meet. You can write chats to a person, something like this, and you can even start a video call, and there are a lot of things. So it's like Google Meet, and all this setup is hosted as containers under a single Docker Compose stack. So all you need is Docker and a server. You can easily run Nextcloud in Docker. The whole content of this video is present in this blog post, so please be sure to check out the link of this blog post in the description of this video. Also, the whole Docker setup is present in this repo. You can just clone this repo and set up your own Nextcloud setup. You might be using apps like Google Drive, Google Sheets, Photos, Slides, etc. All these are cloud hosted, and there might be cases like security issues or compliance issues where you might want to self-host in your own cloud or your own server. Nextcloud is a great option for that. You can see Nextcloud provides equivalent self-hosted alternatives to that Google Drive, Google Meet, files, photos, etc. So let's see how we are going to set up this. In your server, you will have a Docker setup, and in the Docker, you will create containers. So Nextcloud has a Docker container, so you'll just run that Nextcloud. And Nextcloud uses a PostgreSQL container for the database, Redis as the cache, and an Apache reverse proxy will expose Nextcloud to the public. So we have Nextcloud container, the database container, the cache container, and the reverse proxy container which exposes Nextcloud to the public. We have talked about real-time document editing like Google Docs in Nextcloud. To efficiently do that, you should host another container which is Collabora container. And to efficiently perform video calling, chatting, etc., there is one more container called Nextcloud Talk. So these two containers are for document editing and real-time video calling and messaging. So these two containers are also exposed to the public using the reverse proxy. So outside people will access the Nextcloud Talk or Collabora through the reverse proxy. And also, if Nextcloud wants to talk to Nextcloud Talk, it will use Apache reverse proxy. So the communication between the outside world or internal containers will be through the Apache reverse proxy. It is the same way for Collabora container also. Apache reverse proxy will be the middleman for communication to the Collabora Online container. So this is the Docker Compose setup, and this is the architecture we are going to implement in this session. So this is the summary of the containers we are going to use. The Nextcloud app will use the Nextcloud Apache container, Postgres container, Redis container. And for document editing backend, we use the Collabora code container, and for the messaging and video conferencing backend, we use the AIO Talk container. And the reverse proxy is Apache HTTPD container. And if you want to use self-signed certificates for internal usage or development purposes, I also created a script for that. It uses OMG WTF SSL container. Now let's see the Docker Compose file we have used for this setup. So this is the Docker Compose YAML file which will set up the whole infrastructure in Docker. This whole source code is present in a GitHub repo, and I will keep the link of that GitHub repo in the video description. So each container is a service in this Docker Compose YAML file. So we have the DB service, the Redis service, the app service which is the main Nextcloud app service, the proxy which is the Apache HTTPD reverse proxy container, the Collabora container which is the document editing backend container, and the Nextcloud Talk container which is the messaging and video conferencing backend. So these are all the containers we are using, and we are using a separate network for reverse proxy so that we can do network segmentation, and we are using two volumes. One volume DB is for persisting the PostgreSQL database in the file system, and another volume Nextcloud is to persist the Nextcloud app files in the file system, because even if you restart the container, the data should not be lost, right? So that's why we are using the volumes. The DB volume is for the database container, the Nextcloud volume is for the Nextcloud to store its application files. So if you remember, I said we are using another internal network called Proxy tier network. So what we did is that we have used a simple network segmentation. In that Proxy tier network, we have Proxy, Nextcloud, Collabora, and Nextcloud Talk containers. And in the internal network, we have Nextcloud database and Redis containers. So here what we try to achieve is that we are going to keep all these 4 containers in the proxy tier network, so that these 4 are exposed to the public, but the database and cache are not exposed to the public. These are in a completely different internal network. So that's why the Nextcloud app is present in the both default and proxy tier, but the Redis is not present in the proxy tier, it's just present in the internal network. So that's how we did the network segmentation. So let's see the Nextcloud app container. We are using the Nextcloud Apache container, and we have mounted the Nextcloud volume, and we have mounted a special folder called post installation folder, so that I can run scripts once the Nextcloud is installed. And we have given a lot of environment variables, because we can configure Nextcloud while installation using the environment variables. And we have mounted a separate environment variable called db.env, and we want Nextcloud to be started only if these containers have started. Nextcloud depends on the proxy, Redis and database. Now let's see the Nextcloud containers environment variables. We have kept the environment variables in the .env file and the db.env file. In the .env file, we are giving the Nextcloud's domain and the username, password of the Nextcloud admin user, time zone, the document editing backend domain name, the video conferencing backend domain name, the Collabora username password, and these 3 are for the video conferencing backend secrets. And this is the special variable which you have declared, which is skip cert verify equal to true. So if we are using self-signed certificates, we can keep skip cert verify equal to true. The system will allow using self-signed certificates. The next important piece is the proxy container. So I did not directly use the Apache HTTP proxy container here. I have created a Docker file for that, because if you see the proxy Docker file, I have created layers over the HTTPD. So using the HTTPD container as the base image, I have added the reverse proxy files Nextcloud, Collabora, Signal, because these are the virtual hosts to expose Nextcloud, Collabora and Nextcloud Talk containers. So if you see the nextcloud.conf, we have declared the virtual host, and we say that use these certificates, use these security headers, use this content security policy, and here is the main proxy where we are redirecting the traffic from proxy to the main Nextcloud container. The app here is basically the Nextcloud container name, because in the nextcloud.yml the name of the container is app, and we are using SSL termination. That means SSL will be only till the proxy. The proxy will talk to the Nextcloud container using HTTP. So that's why we are using HTTP here, but here we are informing Nextcloud that it's behind SSL termination. The same way, we have set up a reverse proxy virtual host for Collabora backend and the Nextcloud Talk backend. We have also enabled some modules of Apache which are required for this setup, and we also declared to include the Nextcloud, Collabora and Signal virtual host files into the main reverse proxy. And that way, my custom Docker file is being used as the reverse proxy. We are exposing port 443 to the public, and we have mounted the certificates into the reverse proxy because it will use the SSL certificates. It's present in the proxy tier network, and it has these aliases. So the internal containers can also call the reverse proxy using these aliases. And we have given some required environment variables. Now let's talk about the SSL certificates which are used in the reverse proxy to expose Nextcloud to the public. So in the Nextcloud virtual host, we said the SSL certificate is present in the conf certs nextcloud.cert. So the certificates are present in this folder, and for development purposes, if you want to create your own self-signed certificate, we already have an easy way to generate self-signed certificates in this repository. I have created a YAML file which is also a Docker compose. It has 3 containers: omg wtf ssl, omg wtf ssl2 and omg wtf ssl3. By running this YAML file in Docker compose, it will create the self-signed certificates for Nextcloud, Collabora and the Signal. So if you don't have your own certificates, if you want to generate self-signed certificates for this setup, you can just run these 3 Docker compose commands and it will give you the certificates in this certs folder. If you already have your domain name and certificates ready with you, just keep them in this certs folder and your setup should work with these certificates. So that was the reverse proxy container, and this is the DB container, which is a database container which will be used by the Nextcloud. So it's really simple, using the Postgres container image, and we are using the volume to persist the database container data, and we are giving the environment variables of the Postgres database in this db.n file. So the db.n file consists of main Postgres DB user, password, and the database name. And this is the Redis cache container. It's just using the base image, Redis image, that's all. Now let's see the Collabora container, which is the document editing backend container. So it's just the image Collabora code, and we are going to the required environment variables. What is the domain, dictionaries, username, password, alias group, extra parameters, and here we are indicating that it's using SSL termination, and we are telling to script certificate verification. We are exposing the 9980 port, and this just belongs to the proxy tier because it doesn't need access to the database and cache. So that was the Collabora container. And the next is the Nextcloud Talk container, which is like the video conferencing backend. We are exposing these ports. We are using the AIO Talk container image, and we are using these environment variables which are required to set up the container, and it belongs to the proxy tier network because it doesn't need access to the database and cache. So that was the Nextcloud Talk container. So this was the explanation of this Docker Compose YAML file. Now how to run this Docker Compose YAML file to set up your Docker containers. The first thing is, if you want self-signed certificates, run these 3 commands. Certificates will be populated in this folder. And the next step is, you have to just install the whole Docker Compose setup. For that, you just run the command docker compose -f nextcloud.yaml app-d build. And this will build the whole Docker Compose setup. Once you run this, you should get a Docker Compose stack something like this, and it should have this app, Redis, Collabora, Talk HPB, Proxy, and DB containers. Now Nextcloud doesn't listen to IP addresses. It requires you to use this domain name. So if you don't have your own DNS, an easy hack in Windows is basically you go to the hosts file, like C Windows System32 drivers etc hosts, and add these entries. So that means if you go to nextcloud.local, it will point to 127.0.0.1, which is localhost. So now when I go to nextcloud.local, it is showing this login page to me. The admin username, password are set up in this environment variables. The username is admin, password is learning. So I'll just write admin and learning. And if you log in, you should be logged into the application. Now it's like a Google Drive where you can browse and view your files. If you want to build or restart your individual container, you can use command like this. For example, if you want to restart or build Collabora container, you can just write docker compose -f nextcloud yaml app-d build and write the name here Collabora. Now Collabora container will be rebuilt and restarted. Now let's cover another important thing, which is this post installation scripts. The post installation scripts will run the first time Nextcloud is being installed. So I have these 2 post installation scripts. One is indicating the reverse proxy, and one is installing and configuring the required apps. You see the features of document editing and the real-time video conferencing. All these are not directly present in Nextcloud fresh installation. You need to configure them. You can do either with the UI or a command line, and Nextcloud gives you a command line called OCC, which is On Cloud Console. So you can install and configure your applications using the OCC command line. So the first script which I'm using is to indicate the reverse proxy, because Nextcloud is running behind a reverse proxy. You need to indicate that using the configuration. The first thing is like override protocol HTTPS. That means Nextcloud knows that it's running behind a HTTPS reverse proxy. And then I have to give the IP address of the reverse proxy. So here I am deriving the reverse proxy IP addresses and adding it to the trusted reverse proxies. And I'm telling here to only allow the Nextcloud host and not IP addresses. And here I'm also indicating to use Nextcloud domain name for the CLI commands. Now all this configuration would be saved to the config.php file, and that file would be present in the var www.html config.php. So if you go to the Nextcloud app, here in the files, you will have var www.html config.php. You can just view it or right click and edit the file. You can see the configuration which is updated in this config file. For example, in the trusted proxies section, we have dynamically added the reverse proxies IP address. The second post installation script I ran was to install the apps. This command says to rely on system cron to update Nextcloud periodically. I will explain this in a while. And here I'm installing the Nextcloud Office app, the Nextcloud Talk app, and the Nextcloud Draw.io app. And here I'm configuring the document editing backend SSL configuration. And here with these commands, I'm configuring the Nextcloud Talk backend service. So this way, using these post installation scripts, we are avoiding manual work to configure Nextcloud. Now once you run and set up this Nextcloud stack successfully, you can go to this Nextcloud app and verify the settings or see the settings for yourself. So just go to the top right, admin user account, go to administration sections, and here you can see the overview of the app settings. It's giving me some issues, you can solve that. And here in the office section, you can see the Collabora settings we have done through the OCC command line. It has successfully set the backend URL, and it is telling to disable the certificate verification because I'm using self-signed certificates for this demo. And here in the Nextcloud Talk, all the settings which I have kept using the OCC command are being reflected here. You can see the certificate validation is disabled, the Nextcloud Talk backend is configured correctly, the secrets are set, and here the turn server, the stun server settings are set correctly because we have already used the Nextcloud OCC command line. Otherwise we would have to manually do the settings. You know, Nextcloud requires you to run a script periodically so that it updates itself. Now the recommended way is to use the host's cron to run that script periodically. So that's why I've said OCC background as cron. So that's why by default when you open the administration section basic settings, you should see cron. But this is not enough. Your host, which is running Docker, should run the background job by itself. It's not present in the Docker compose file. So that's why if you're running this Docker compose setup in a Ubuntu host, you can just use this command sudo cron tab. I'm using 5-minute interval to run this docker exec -u www data app php cron.php. So what this does is basically you are setting a 5-minute periodic timer to run this cron.php in the Nextcloud container. So that way every 5 minutes it tells Nextcloud to update itself. If you are running this Nextcloud setup in a Windows machine like this demo, you can use Windows Task Scheduler to run this docker exec -u www data app php cron.php command. So that's about Nextcloud cron job setup. So that's it guys. This is how you can set up your own open source self-hosted office suite using Nextcloud. And the best part is it's a simple Docker compose setup which runs containers. That means it's portable. You can edit documents, Excel sheets, slides, you can do chats, video calls. So it's like a complete office suite. So this is like basic required apps for an office setup. And if you want to add more apps to this Nextcloud, you can just go to the administration apps, and there are a ton of apps just like Play Store. You have a lot of community apps and you have a lot of other extensions you can add to your Nextcloud. Now one more very important thing, if you want to run a serious Nextcloud setup that contains important files, is how to run the backups and how to restore the Nextcloud setup from a backup. I've already created scripts for that, but we will cover about the Nextcloud backup and restore in another video, so please stay tuned. The whole content of this video is present in this blog post, so please be sure to check out the link of this blog post in the description of this video. I have given you the description, comments, and the explanations in this blog post. The whole Docker Compose setup can be cloned from this GitHub repository. I will provide the link of this GitHub repo in the description. Please ask questions or post your valuable feedback in the comment section. Hope you like this video guys. Thank you for watching. Peace.